Hmm? Hey, are you okay? Is it... It's the nightmares again, isn't it? Come here. Just rest on me. Hey. I know it hurts. And how real it feels. But you and I know you would never hurt anyone. Your family, friends, me. We are okay. I'm not too sure what we can do about these night terrors, though. I can comfort you each night as I have been, but they aren't stopping. I'll try to look into it in the morning. I might have something on it. Please rest, my love. You need all the sleep you can get. The full moon is coming in a short few nights. It's been a little over a year since your first transformation. You know? I was scared. Terrified, honestly. I wasn't sure how a non-native would cope. But when you started changing, what a sight it was. Gorgeous white fur, dark blue eyes, a smoothly powerful howl. Everything about you is perfect. Such a grand sight. You looked stoic and majestic when your first transformation finished. But you kind of ruined it when you started looking around lost and scared. It was really adorable. I knew you'd be like a fresh pup, but I haven't seen an adult wolf act like that. Once you calmed down, you were so excited, wanting to run around and enjoy your time. It didn't take long until I joined you in our bestial forms, traveling through the woods, spying, hunting prey, seeing you test your new senses. It brought a new life to me that I never expected to feel. It made me respect this power, appreciate it, all over again. We ran off into some twisted, strange part of the forest, somewhere not too dissimilar to where we first met. Not as dangerous, though. Spending the night curled up with each other, experiencing new things with our bodies. We didn't exactly take anything to change into when we turned back. Certainly made it awkward walking back home the next morning. There may not be many humanoids in the forest, but there are always eyes watching us. And on our way back, we discovered the perfect spot. Somewhere fitting for our new home. Close to water, shortcuts to anywhere we need. coincidence or guidance from the moon spirit. Either way, I'm grateful. I was gifted you the love of my life, a new purpose to keep going. Between the both of us, it didn't take too long to build this place. The extra strength provided to us from our wereblood certainly makes it easy. More than anything, I'm glad you procured bedding and linen from the modern world. I may not like or agree with the way they live life, but they certainly know how to sleep comfortably. Even with all that, our new comforts and life, you're still being struck with these nightmares. I should probably stop rambling. We should both go back to sleep. Good night, my love. Good morning. I'm surprised to see you awake so early. Did your nose pick up the smell of the food and spices? I'm still adjusting to its sensitivity, I take it. It must have woken you up. Fuck! You slept well the rest of the night. You held me rather tight. Took me almost an hour to pry myself away. I thought it would be a nice surprise to bring you something to eat before we head out today. I think there may be a solution, or at least an answer to our nightmare problems. I will explain when we head off though. For now, just take your time and eat. When you merged with your wolf blood completely, you ate so much food. Fueling your new growth was pretty tough. I was feeding you something like 20 bowls of... Well, I'll be honest, anything edible. You weren't too picky. If it had nutritional value, you ate it. I just remember how fast you would eat. The instant I'd put the bowl down, you'd dig in. I'd say you were like a rabid animal, but you were still courteous. Between handfuls of food, grunts and groans of eating pleasure, you would still fit in your thank yous. It's things like that that make me love you. Here you go. I hope you enjoy it. Is it rabbit stew? No, although we seem to eat rabbit a lot, it isn't. I wasn't able to find any meat this morning, so I grabbed some from our smoked storage. Normally, I'd leave it for the winter, but we will need the extra energy it provides. Hey, no more questions. Eat. You have your travel gear ready? Good. Let's get moving. I trust the pelt bedroll isn't too heavy? Good. If you need anyone to carry it, I can always take it off your hands. Oh, and the backpack. I haven't fashioned a backpack before, so I do hope it isn't too comfortable. My crude handiwork may not be the best in the world, but it does do its job. I also wrapped up some backup rations for us. We should be able to find food during our travels, however. Yes, we will be gone for a short while. No more than a week. We can't be away for too long. The full moon will be back in, I believe, 10 days. It could be earlier though. The nights are getting longer. The creatures that call it home are claiming the territory back. Winter is nearing. You haven't been around to see it. It happens every few years. It's harsh, brutal. The weak die, young, stolen from their mother's teat. I will help teach you how to survive it, and do my best to keep you fed and safe. But it is a time where the worst can happen, and if something were to happen to me, I would want you to be ready to survive. When we return home, it would be best to hunt for more food to store. I will show you how to properly store the meat, what plants to look for, and how to prepare all of it. I have a book stored away as well. It was one of the first things I ever collected from an outsider. I traded some herbs and meats for it. It was an empty book, but over time, I filled it with illustrations and descriptions. Enough for the most novice survivor to make it through winter. It describes every plant and animal that you can come across in this forest. Or at least, everything I've come across. Yes, sorry. I forgot to mention why we're leaving. I just kept thinking about our conversation last night. How you've been struggling with these nightmares. I think I know that a solution could be found. But we will need help with it. There's someone I've neglected to mention in the past. A woman I have interacted with as few times as possible. A witch. To give you a bit of an idea, she threatened to turn me into her loyal dog the first time we met. Although the notion is neat, I do wish to stay a sentient being. Please don't tell me I'd be a good boy. Anyway, it turns out I was raiding her herb stores, her herb garden. It was hard to tell when it was just out in the open. Either way, I wished to return them to her, but she would not have them. Apparently I had tainted them with what she called my wolf stink. She knew it well, apparently. I asked about it, and she gave me a very brief rundown on her story. Tragedies I'd rather not repeat. It is hard to know how much of the story was left out, but I'd hazard a guess and say it was most. What she did tell me, though, she is not a good person. And avoiding her has been my best plan so far. But she could have the answers to our problem. Her child was a werewolf. By choice, she hunted our condition down, finding someone suitable, settling down with one of my kind. However, her mate died during their first hunt. She returned home, so short after bonding. She didn't even make it to her first transformation with her mate. From there, her own mother experimented on her. A mere pup. All while she went through the different phases and emotions of the transformation. Treated her like an object rather than a daughter. I don't know if this is the correct thing to do, but if anyone has the knowledge to help us out, it would be her. I promise, with every breath I take, I will not allow harm to come to you. If she tries anything, I will rip her into 1,000 pieces. I doubt she will, but I would not put it past her. You may be one of the only other normal humans who has become a lycanthrope. It is rare for your kind to come this far into the forest, let alone being a werewolf's mate. Maybe there is more to it than a mutual connection. Perhaps it is a more spiritual thing than I'd considered. Something that is meant to happen. We might have just missed something. Skipped a step or... I don't know. Enough contemplation though. We should pick up the pace. Her hut is still a bit of a distance. We should try to reach somewhere suitable for sleeping by nightfall. Even though the destination may not be great, let's try and enjoy our trip. It's rare that we get to go this way. Come on, let's just absorb the environment and have fun.